Hi everyone, welcome to my first screencast. In this screencast, I'm going to tell you a little bit about annotation strategies that I taught to my 11th grade classroom. Their assignment is to select New York Times articles, and I noticed that a lot of them were just highlighted instead of annotating, and I thought that this was a good way to get them to kind of engage more deeply with the text. The first suggestion I give to my students is to pick an article that interests them. Especially when you're first starting out to annotate, it definitely helps to be interested in the content. So I picked A Voice of a Generation, Lena Dunham's Not That Kind of Girl. So my first strategy that I use is by reading the header and kind of gathering a little bit about what this article is. I see that it's about Not That Kind of Girl, which I know is a book, so I'm guessing this is a book review. It says this article is by Sloane Crosley. It's important to identify the author of an article that you're reading, because often the identity of an author influences the way that they're going to write. So I know that I like Sloane Crosley's writing, and I wonder, her being another female author, if she would be critical of Lena Dunham or support her. Let's find out. First they came for Lena Dunham, and I did not speak out because I was not Lena Dunham. There exists a pressure for young women to either align or distance themselves from the creator of girls. Fans and critics alike have praised, scrutinized, and photoshopped her, often with skewed motivations. As a result, a critical cocoon. So you can hear when I'm reading that out loud, critical cocoon. I see that Crosley has used a literary strategy called alliteration there. So identifying literary strategies is one technique of annotation. Usually when an author uses a literary technique, it means that they want a certain part to stand out to you. As a result, a critical cocoon has formed around Dunham wherein it's okay to acknowledge her as a feminist icon, but beyond that lies a danger zone. I put an arrow here because another annotation strategy is asking questions of the text. If I was handwriting this, I'd write, what does Crosley mean by a danger zone? After all, who wants one's opinions lumped in with the slavishly sycophantic? So I circled that because, again, it's another alliteration. And I also saw the word sycophantic. I do kind of know what it means, but I actually had to go look it up because I wasn't positive. So another very helpful annotation strategy is that when you come across words you're either unsure about or have no idea what they mean, it's best to look them up. So the definition that works for me is a sycophant is someone who is kind of a kiss-up or overly flattering. So the slavishly sycophantic, the nakedly jealous, the casually misogynistic, or the blatantly ageist. Thankfully, Dunham's Not That Kind of Girl offers a reprieve from the hubbub, as it was written not by devotees or detractors, but by one woman. Not That Kind of Girl is a hybrid of essays, emails, and lists, reminiscent most recently of Mindy Kaling's Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me?, with a bit of Jenny Lawson's Let's Pretend This Never Happened sprinkled on top. Dunham uses Helen Gurley Brown's Having It All as her launching pad, having purchased the book as a decorative joke during college. Now it's time for her own twist. If I could take what I've learned and make one menial job easier for you, she writes, or prevent you from having the kind of sex where you feel you must keep your sneakers on in case you want to run away during the act, then every misstep of mine was worthwhile. I use this annotation strategy here called a text-to-text connection because this vision of the kind of sex where you feel like you must keep your sneakers on in case you want to run away, it reminded me a lot of her show, Girls. So I made a text-to-text connection there. One thing to emphasize to your students is that when you're doing a text-to-text connection, it doesn't always have to be between books. It can be between a book and a movie, between a book and a TV show. There are many ways to do a text-to-text connection. Alright, I hope you found those strategies useful, and keep an eye out for annotation strategies used in fiction.